Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of What If Luke Skywalker Was Trained from Birth. I won't keep you waiting any longer, so without further ado, let's begin. Luke and Ahsoka leave the planet, desperate to escape and forget the horrors of Obi-Wan's death. Weeks passed, maybe more. Vader lay still on the tough ruins of Moraband. He couldn't believe what Luke said as he walked away. He was his father. Vader thought back to Padme and his past life, something which he hadn't done in countless years. It was a lifetime ago. To Vader, it had been forgotten. The thought of her only brought pain and suffering. As he lay on the ground thinking of his son, he heard a ship fly above him. Landing only meters away, walking off the ramp was a blue-skinned alien wearing an Imperial uniform. Vader winced as he knew who this was: Grand Admiral Thrawn. Thrawn greeted Vader as he motioned his head towards Palpatine's desiccating body. He was dead. He ordered his troops to recover Vader and bring him on board. They leave the planet and head straight for a medical center. Vader is taken into operation. His remaining metal limbs are removed and his helmet is torn from his face. He was a mere broken man, lying on his deathbed, begging for death. Though Thrawn would not grant him that satisfaction, the droids operating on him begin to slowly rebuild him, enhancing his suit and making it even stronger, a process that Palpatine was against allowing Vader to do after his fatal loss to Obi-Wan on Mustafar. But Thrawn had a different perspective. If Vader could become as powerful as his talents allowed, then the Grand Admiral could rule the galaxy even faster. That was Thrawn's plan, to succeed Palpatine as Emperor of the Galaxy. He believed that having Vader under his command was a crucial stepping stone to this achievement. Darth Vader rose from his medical station and was reborn. All that was left was reinforcing the dark side within Vader. To reintroduce the dark side within Vader, Thrawn forces him to watch clips from his old life. He knew that Vader was previously Anakin Skywalker. Thrawn was cunning and knew the minds of Sith Lords. They were driven by anger and passion. Through Thrawn forcing Vader to re-experience all that he had lost in his life again, both of those emotions would rise. And with that, his hatred and lust to attach himself to darkness will be complete. Lord Vader remains entrenched in the dark side, with endless hate. Meanwhile, Luke and Ahsoka have reunited with the rebels and shared what happened with Vader and Palpatine. The rebellion was in a fantastic position to win the war at this point. With Palpatine and Vader out of the picture, they could focus on securing control over the galaxy. Princess Leia, a high general within the rebellion, explains that now is the time to launch an attack on the remnants of the Empire. They devise a plan to gather the rebel fleet together on Ryloth. Thrawn wishes to test Vader's new suit and powers. He needed to know if he was still of use to him. The blue-skinned alien had heard rumors of the old Sith Lord Maul, causing issues in the Outer Rim. As a result, Thrawn sends Vader to hunt down and kill Darth Maul. This was no easy task, and Maul was an extremely powerful adversary. In order to eliminate him from existence, Vader would have to use all of his strength. He sent probes to all corners of the galaxy and searched every last location until he found him. It took time, but eventually he received the report that Maul was hiding in the Utapau system. Without a second to waste, Vader exited his Star Destroyer on a Lambda T-4A shuttle and made his way to the planet's surface. Maul could sense the presence of the masked figure of evil. Maul knew if he could kill Vader, then he could take his place. The two Sith Lords stood face to face on the barren, rocky surface of Utapau. Darth Maul, with his double-bladed lightsaber ignited, exuded a fierce energy that could be felt in the air. Darth Vader, on the other hand, stood tall and intimidating in his new suit, his crimson lightsaber glowing menacingly in his hand. As the two began to circle each other, Maul made the first move, charging towards Vader with incredible speed. The two exchanged a series of blows. The sound of their lightsabers clashing echoed throughout the surrounding canyons. Maul's acrobatic fighting style made him a formidable opponent, but Vader's raw strength and power were unmatched. As the fight progressed, Vader began to gain the upper hand, slowly pushing Maul back with each attack. With a fierce yell, Vader lunged towards Maul, delivering a powerful strike that knocked Maul's lightsaber out of his hand. He stumbled back, but quickly recovered the blade and launched himself at Vader, attacking with all of his might. However, Vader was too quick and too strong for Maul to handle, and he easily overpowered him. With one final crushing blow, Vader brought his lightsaber down upon Maul's neck, cutting him down in a spectacular explosion of sparks and debris. As Maul's lifeless body lay on the floor, Vader stood over him, breathing heavily. He had emerged victorious, proving himself to be the true master of the dark side. Vader returned to Thrawn victorious, much to Thrawn's delight. He informs Vader that now was the time to end the rebellion for good. Thrawn's spies in the rebellion informed him of their movements on Ryloth, as he told his pilots to set course for the planet. As Thrawn's Star Destroyer emerged from hyperspace, the rebel fleet could be seen in the distance. He stood on the bridge of his ship, surveying the scene with a calm intensity. He commanded his officers to ready all of the weapons. The ship's weapon systems sprang to life, unleashing a barrage of laser fire at the rebel fleet. The rebels, caught off guard by Thrawn's sudden appearance, scrambled to respond, but their ships were no match for the might of the numerous Star Destroyers. As the battle raged on in space, Vader led a daring ground assault upon the rebels' base on Ryloth. He and his squad of elite stormtroopers descended upon the planet's surface in a transport shuttle. Touching down amidst a hail of blaster fire, Vader emerged from the shuttle, his red lightsaber igniting as he charged towards the enemy lines. The rebels fought back fiercely, but Vader's mastery of the Force and his skill with the lightsaber made him nearly invincible. With each swing of his weapon, Vader cut down rebel soldiers left and right, sending them flying through the air. He moved with a fluid grace, the dark side of the Force fueling his every move. The rebels put up a valiant fight, but they were no match for Vader's sheer power. As the battle reached its climax, Vader stood amidst a sea of fallen enemies, his lightsaber glowing menacingly in the flickering light of the battlefield. As the ground assault continued, Vader caught sight of a familiar figure in the distance. It was Luke Skywalker, the son he had no knowledge of existing. Without hesitation, Vader charged towards Luke, his lightsaber blazing with an intense red light. Luke met him head-on, his own green lightsaber flashing in the sunlight. The two clashed in a furious battle, Vader's strength and experience pitted against Luke's raw talent and determination. Ahsoka Tano, Vader's former apprentice, joined the fray, attacking Vader from behind. Together, Luke and Ahsoka fiercely fought against Vader, their lightsabers swirling in a dazzling display of combat. However, despite their combined efforts, Vader proved to be too powerful, slowly pushing them back towards a cliff edge. Luke and Ahsoka looked around them. They were losing. The stormtroopers had made extreme progress on the ground, and they were receiving word that Thrawn had overrun the rebel fleet in space. It was over. They couldn't win. All that was left was surviving in hopes of living to fight another day. In a final, desperate move, Ahsoka sacrificed herself to save Luke and the remaining rebels. She launched herself at Vader, distracting him long enough for Luke to get the rest of the rebels out and escape. As Vader turned his attention to Ahsoka, it was clear that her sacrifice had made an impact. He cut her sabers down and took her into custody by throwing her aboard his ship. With a triumphant roar, Vader signaled to his troops to regroup. His mission was accomplished. Meanwhile, in space, Thrawn's Star Destroyer emerged victorious, having decimated the Rebels' fleet and established Imperial control over the galaxy once again. The remaining Rebels had managed to flee, but they had lost over 80% of their fleet, and it felt as though permanent destruction was imminent. Luke thought of Ahsoka and the sacrifice she made for them. It would not go down in vain. He saw Vader take her hostage instead of killing her. She was still alive. He knew she was. He could still feel her presence in the Force. But now Luke would have to journey to the depths of the galaxy in order to locate one last hope to save the galaxy. He set his course for the Dagobah system. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out our Discord page. I will leave the link in the description below. May the Force be with you.